All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people, just like you and just like me. All right, so Jason Newsted is doing damage control now because everybody who was in on the whole possible Van Halen reunion has been a bit shocked and surprised at the fact that Jason Newsted decided to spill the beans. So Jason Newsted was telling a radio station in an interview that he, number one, doesn't like to do interviews, even though he's doing another interview. So that's kind of a bit of an oxymoron there. But he's telling the guy at the radio station who's interviewing him that, I wish they had just focused more attention on the charity event that I was trying to promote. And he basically went off on a little tangent, said something like, you never know who's going to call you in this business or what's going to happen. Like the other day, the guys from Van Halen called me, Alex. And so if I'm the Palm Beach Post, right? And yeah, sometimes the salacious sensationalism is way out of bounds. Like they'll take a little story or they'll focus on something from the past. There's a couple of people in this business who I know personally who get really irritated when they keep bringing up something that happened, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago, and they're not focusing on the present. They do this cut and paste thing where they say what they're currently doing, but then they have to paste in this one big event that keeps, I guess, the reader's attention, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to pay attention to what's happening right now. So in the case of Jason Newsted, he's making this kind of a claim like, hey, I was talking about this, and yeah, I went off and spoke about the whole Van Halen thing, but it's unfair. It's unfair how this coverage was so out of balance. But here I am going to defend the Palm Beach Post. If you have this story, of course you're going to run with it. This has been sort of in the works, or at least the speculation portion of a possible Van Halen reunion or tribute. That spectacle has been thought about, talked about for the last couple of years. I was actually pretty surprised that nothing had happened, but yet behind the scenes stuff was happening. And we learned some things. We learned that Jason Newsted would be the bass player, not Michael Anthony, which kind of irritated me. And again, you've got the Van Halen experts saying to me, well, Michael and Sammy burned a bridge and there's no way they're going to get back in on this, which I think is just, the more I think it through, the more stupid it is. I don't care at this point about Sammy's book. I know that was just over the top and right in their face, but was there truth in the book? That's, again, a topic for another video. But if there was truth in the book and Sammy felt at the time that he had every right to get his side of the story out there, then, that's the way it is. And I guess you can't take it back because it's in hardcover and it's everywhere, But this thing with Jason Newsted complaining to the radio station saying, you know what, this was about my charity event. And these people, they just rubbed me the wrong way, the way they reported this. And he says, I'm not sure I'll even say yes to any more interviews as he's doing another interview with this radio station, I believe, in the area. Whatever Gator Bites is, Gator 98.7. Apparently that's a Palm Beach radio station, a classic rock radio station. Sounds like it would be a country station. I don't know how they figured out that particular slogan or call letters or however it's oriented. But I don't know if people, I mean, in this day and age, it's a slow news day every day in the world of rock. As I was talking to my friend Jeff Scott Soto. I guess I can call him a friend, right? He's a good guy, although people always say, you're not so-and-so's friend. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Whatever. Just do whatever and think whatever. But we were talking about all this on the whole idea of, will rock survive? And there's no rock 2.0. There's a rock 1.0 that everybody's still living off of. And that's far different from, having the next generation coming in and having, like, this radio station that talked to Newsted. Are they playing anything by Dirty Honey? Are they playing anything by the Struts or by even Ghost? Maybe. I know Ghost gets some play on radio stations that are doing the mainstream rock thing, but there's no real big contingency of, classic rock or traditional rock sounding artists that are coming to replenish the supply. So the 1.0 thing continues, and that's why the big news story is, could Van Halen get back together again? There is no other story that's larger than that, as far as I can see, other than old rock stars who are leaving planet Earth after so many years. I mean, it's sad because people get the obituary, but they don't get a lot of credit while they're still here, many of them. And there are a few other stories that you can push out there, but each and every day, I know this for a fact, that the content it's not that much. There's not that much to talk about from day to day. Sometimes you get a little, blip where it increases, and then you can do one or two videos on that topic. But in the case of the Palm Beach Post and Jason Newsted, this sounds like damage control. He's just trying to make it sound like, these guys focused on the wrong thing. And I'm looking at it from a journalistic point of view that, yeah, we can talk about the charity event, but what was that thing you just talked about with Van Halen? I mean, that's where the needle just slides off the record, and you're like, okay, full stop. Let's get the scoop on this. And people are going to want to read that. So it's just natural human nature, whatever you want to call it. It's rubbernecking. There's the car accident. Let's keep looking at what happened, even though it's probably not a good idea to keep looking, but that's what people do. And people are driven by this type of news. And I wish I could just blab on about a new album that everybody wants to listen to. But I find that those videos, they're just not viewed. Your analytics go through the floor, and you're thinking to yourself, do people not care about new classic rock sounding music? And I find, for the most part, based on what everybody else is doing, based on the fact that there is no support system at radio stations like the one that interviewed Jason Newsted, because there's no support system, I can't help them and they can't help me, and we can't help whoever this new artist is. And I don't know, it's a corporate decision. It's based obviously on a short-term financial benefit from just sticking to the same old crap day after day. And it's sad, because if somebody would take a chance out there and spend some money, maybe we could start to rehabilitate this entire format. But I don't see that changing anytime in the future. This is all social media driven, TikTok videos, whatever it is. Again, if you're skateboarding and drinking some milk and Fleetwood Mac is playing in the background, that's how you get Fleetwood Mac back into the public eye. It's just weird. I don't completely understand it. But in any event, Van Halen, yeah, it's a thing. And I don't know if they're going to talk too much about it in the near future, but people will now be wondering, are they still working on this? Is this really going to happen? I know Dave said, they need position players in, each category to offset the fact that they could get canceled because the thing is still out there, right? It just, I mean, I don't want to see a different lineup. I want to see the advertised lineup. So again, this becomes a nightmare for somebody who wants to buy the tickets, who books the hotel room, who does everything in order to go see this band, maybe for the very last time. Yes, there's no Eddie, and some people will just boycott on that. They'll say, "Yeah, it's not Van Halen." Or there might be some that want to see a tribute to Ed and either Joe Satriani or Steve Vai. There are a few guitar players, I think, who can allow people to cope and not do an embarrassing job. But Eddie was original. There's nobody who can exactly copy what he did. I do think they should do this. I don't think they should cover it up. I think they should let fans know as things move along. They should update people. And stories like this with Jason Newsted accidentally spilling the beans, it won't matter that much because it's already out there. And this is why you do media and you do promotions and you let people in on it. So that's my perspective on it. As I do this every day, basically reporting on certain things, I know what people care about. I know what people don't care about. Sometimes, though, you have to kind of do both. You have to give them something they don't want to hear mixed with something that piques their interest. So maybe they will take some or get interested in a new album by a band that maybe they haven't heard of, that is right in their wheelhouse from 30 or 40 years ago. That music is everywhere. I listen to it every day. I get links to it every day. And I'm astonished. I'm really astonished what's happened to rock music and the business in general, how it is like the bottom of everyone's shoe right now, rather than being, right out in front and leading the way, leading the charge into the next generation. We're all living on 1.0 and 2.0, unfortunately, hasn't ever taken hold, even though people want it to. All the people in my generation, I think, would love to see a true rock renaissance, but that would require that radio stations actually play it, and that there are enough artists out there who are recording it. I think there are. And you'd be surprised how much music there is out there that just doesn't see the light of day, or for people who just search it all day long, they find it and they go, why isn't this on the radio? It's just pathetic. So yeah, long-winded video here, a lot of rambling. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can hit the bell if you want notifications here on YouTube for new videos. Also, Patreon, $1 a month. Again, we've got a lot of subscribers coming on board, and we've got a few patrons, so I really appreciate that. And as always, I will see you soon.